Morning, my friends, and welcome back to a fantastic, phenomenal, beautiful episode of Block Talk. Religion's coming up in 2 months, a little bit less now, I guess. Technically 2 months, so we're going to start hitting these weekly for a little bit. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about with everything. Today, we're going to talk a lot about raid testing because that's what it's on everybody's mind. Yes, dungeoning is cool and shit, but at the end of the day, pick a spec and go. We'll talk about it, though, a little lightly. All of us were in the raids, dropping some dick. Most of us, I think we all tried different specs between Affliction. We'll talk about Affliction. Demo Destro, the Demo Destro hybrid, anything else that you guys ask, bro. You know what I mean? So that's what we're gonna do. Starting with some guest introductions from our first off for AA. Mainmise, my man. How are you doing, my brother? My duo partner on launch. How are you doing?
Good. Just gathering data and calculating our plan. So
he's gonna carry us. I love it. How are you doing? What have you been up to, bro? You been enjoying the beta? What have you been doing? Have you been playing? I guess it's Lock Talk. What have you? I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna know the answer, but what's your favorite spec so far when you're playing, you know?
I mean, Affliction feels awful right now, but it's still Affliction, right? You just can't look at corruption damage. But yeah, I've been good. Just took a vacation this week.
Much needed.
Some time at the lake, and now I'm back gathering data and trying to tell Blizzard that corruption's fucked.
Yeah, we're gonna do something with that. We need to do something with that. Maybe do a video or something about it. And cash down and figure it out. Nemow, my brother, with the webcam looking thick to the motherfucker, bro. How you doing, man? I know you're over here, bro. You're a private server legend, dog. How are you? What's going on in your fucking face right now? What's going on with you?
Just excited to be on beta. It was a lot of fun testing, but unfortunately, as MM said, Affliction's ultra fucked, so I was Destro for like 80% of it, I think.
Yeah, how you liking Destro? How you feeling it?
It felt good, actually. Like, whenever I was actually Destro, I think I was towards the top of most of the fights. Like KT, Saf, and Thaddeus, I was like either 1 or top 3 in just the starter gear.
What is just while we're here, you are multiple years of private server. How you feeling just Nax in tier 7, obviously, in this beta, so there's bugs and shit, but trying to ignore bugs. How do you feel about the difficulty and like Warlock, where Warlocks stand if we imagine and hope Quick Decay works?
I think they're in a pretty good spot, like, once Quick Decay is finished, of course. Obviously, the meta is going to be kind of wild, just given how fast stuff is falling over in just the previous gear. So, it could be anything. I think Affliction might not be as strong just to stack them, but we'll see.
Yeah, we were doing a tier list yesterday on my other podcast, and I had to put him at A, bro. It hurt to do it. I was like, damn, A without the glyph working, of course. I was trying to go A and then S plus if the glyph works, but everyone was like, nah, bro, shut up. We're going S if the glyph works, and then A if not. Now it broke my heart, but you know, what can you do, bro? Yo, my friend, my guildie copium dog, the big pumper, came out of nowhere, carrying raids. This man is a demo specialist right now. I don't even think he's playing demo. I think he's just been loving it on the beta.
They're asking me to play a little bit of demo. I don't know what I'm doing yet, though. Might be in your raid.
Yeah,
on Sundays.
That'd be fun, bro. What do you? How are you enjoying the beta, man? How are you doing, dog?
It's a breath of fresh air, man. After clicking Shadow Bolt exclusively for the past year, it feels so nice to have actual buttons to click.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could test Affliction kind of properly, but it's just kind of hard to do anything right now.
Yeah. I don't think Nemow did much classic Nax, right? I did one run the day before TBC. Nemow, correct me if I'm wrong. I know Mainmise and Copium, you guys know life. You were playing classic heavily. How do you guys feel about going back in the Nax as a new version of the Warlock compared to what you guys are doing in classic?
It's nice to not be a wreck bot for the 20 monkey melee. So I'll be honest, it's nice that they'll be working for us this time.
That'd be dope.
I think Nax with Seed is fun, but I did a ton of that in TBC already, farming Atiashes for people.
Oh, so. You did? Okay. So yeah. How's the? I really don't know, but how is the difference? Like mechanically, obviously difficulty. Don't worry about that, but mechanically and TBC, like Nax the Naxes. Is there are the mechanics the same?
The trash as a whole, is just a pushover in Wrath compared to what it was in TBC or in Classic.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
are the boss mechanics the same?
To a certain extent, they've been tweaked a little bit to cater to 25 people rather than 40. But the premise is pretty much the same.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I am excited for speedrunning though. Just seeing how easy the trash is. I think there's going to be some absolute crazy tech going into the speedrunning. So I think it'll be really cool to see what people do for progression and for what the speedrunning scene does. Because I think things are going to get pretty nutty pretty quick with all the raid cooldowns and the damage. And
I can't wait.
It'll be fun.
I can't wait, bro. What do you think about we could just talk about it because we're shooting this shit right now. What do you think about, locks are going to need stacked at some point in these speed runs? What are you thinking? How do you guys feel with the viability of stacking demos?
I think there's like less trash in this version of Nax than the classic version has. There's a lot more like 4-pack of ghouls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get to the bosses, it feels like, faster. But I don't think that takes away from demo cleave at all. Like the demo cleave, if you have demo locks like alternating metas between packs, is so much sustained AoE damage. It's going to be very nice for speed clears. I think at least 2 or 3 over broken afflictions.
Yeah, definitely meta with Bop is actually insane. Like, you can rotate that on. And also, I know there's a lot of the smaller packs. Yep. Small packs, but I think there's going to be a lot of multi-pack pulling. And just make it as big as you can and hit as hard as you can. So.
Mm-hmm. I think you can stack a few demo locks in the speedrun and have a blast.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, Affliction I don't think is really going to have much of a stay in Nax speedruns. Things just fall over too fast. You don't have time to set up, and Demo's just pumping really hard right now. Again, we don't have a really good snapshot beta based on the beta, but just kind of some feels craft there. I think Demo's going to be where it's at for Nax.
Okay. Nemo, did you do any demo? Any demo talk?
Demo's of course going to be better on trash. I think the bosses have just enough health where, at least early on, before everyone's like fully pissed out, Affliction's still going to be towards the top.
Mm-hmm.
Like for most of the trash packs as Affliction, if you're just spamming Seed, you're still like top 5, so you're still doing relatively good damage. You're just not like the best cleaver. And then just as far as boss fights go, they're still doing very well. Like if Quick Decay was actually fixed.
And there's some high HP bosses in there too. Like Thaddeus felt like that fight was forever. So that's when it's going to be really time to shine for Affliction. When you get those long execute phases, it's going to be a lot of fun.
I feel like I'd still go Destro for Thaddeus though.
Thaddeus feels very, very good as
Destro, or not even Destro. Destro, the Demo Destro hybrid carries, dog. Have you guys seen Take Note do that? I haven't done it in good gear yet, but have you seen Take Note's run?
I want to try.
He hard carried everything.
Yeah,
I haven't tried it yet.
I think a lot of people, like you just said, Affliction does really good AoE, and so does. I'm just huffing full fucking Destro copium, bro. I feel like people are still sleeping on Destro. Nemo, I know you've been done a run and you did great as Destro. I've done it as Destro a few times and I fucking had an absolute blast. I think their AoE is bananas, right? Their seeds, but the Shadow Fury hits for 5k proc crit and template gear on everything. It's so nice. What do you think about Destro, Nemo? Because I know you've been fucking no life in the Destro sweat.
I linked a clip, or I linked part of my VOD where I was Destro on Thaddeus. If you go up there.
Going to it now. The second one or the first one?
The second one that has the timestamp of it. It was doing really good on Thaddeus, and then just better than almost all the other classes. I did pick up a couple pieces during the run, but it was all template gear outside of that.
If I move my camera around a lot, guys, it's because I'm just trying to make sure you guys see the meters. Yeah, I have been. The first run I did was Destro and Affliction's dual specs before I knew the issue. Well, I knew there's an issue, but I still wanted to see it. And I was still pumping his Zap. You can still pump his Zap, by the way. I know it's down, but you can still fucking sweat the Zap. But I was switching to Destro as much as I can, and it was doing crazy damage. Even on like I was top. I think Copium beat me as Demo. It was him and I, if I recall correctly, Demo Destro on Patchwork on a few of these fights going back and forth, and he would always edge out obviously in the execute range. But I really like Destro. I still think it's slept on, bro. I don't know why. I have no idea why.
I agree.
Yeah, why are people sleeping?
I did a full run as Destro. It's because it's unconventional. They just used to hearing Affliction. They're used to hearing Demo. They hear this Destro, and they think that's a PvP spec.
Or they think, or what I think it is what's happening is they're hearing Destro and they're thinking. I think they're thinking Shadow Bolt, like Shadow Bolt spam, like because we're playing Destro now. And
Chaos Bolt life,
Enhance good. Oh, Enhance is S+ tier right now, bro. S+ tier, one of the best. Probably, I don't want to say top DPS, but I wouldn't be afraid to say top DPS at the same time. They're crazy. A cracked out good spell Enhance is doing some deeps.
What's really good about spell hands too, especially when speedrunning or like run first race comes into the meta, is they require like very little time to set up their damage and their melee, so they can just move and do damage. They just drop Fire Nova or they just drop like totems and then spam Fire Nova.
It's crazy.
It's on a 3-second cooldown when it's glyphed, so it just is continuous. Like if you're chain pulling packs between like Shamanistic Rage, Mana Pots, and Fire Nova every 3 seconds, they're gonna be really strong. But I think it takes a special someone to be really good at in spell hands, especially because it requires a lot of like micro decision making and high APM.
High APM. I'm playing a lot of Ellie right now, and that feels like it's high APM as well. And that's not even as high as enhanced. You know what I mean?
There's even more buttons.
Yeah, dude. And what was I gonna say? I had a good fucking. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is Thaddeus and Malgos. Those are just two, obviously, and then what the fuck ever that Spore boss is. And those are obviously kind of like gonna be the Destro. How do you feel about Destro outside of those bosses though?
I ran on Saf and KT and it was fine. It was
I agree.
doing good
Yeah,
damage.
dude, it was. Yeah, same with Patchwork too. We have a good Patchwork where we were just absolutely carrying.
I did Patrick as Affliction and it was really sad just because the quick decay glyph wasn't working.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that real quick. You guys want to explain what's going on with quick decay? I know what's wrong with it, but Mainmise, you guys have been hours and hours. I don't even know how many hours of trying to figure out what's wrong with it. You guys want to touch on it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what's wrong with it. I just tried to gather as much data as possible to find some consistencies. It seems like haste is calculating in a weird way. Well, first off, the haste isn't calculating at all on the first tick when you reapply with Everlasting Affliction. So that first tick is always going to be without haste. After that, it'll start accounting for haste. But the issue runs into the tick timer continues on as if it wasn't haste, and then on your what would have been your final tick without haste, the corruption just falls off. I've seen it fall off from like 2 all the way up to 5 seconds left on the duration.
Yeah,
so
I don't have that.
Like there's some.
Let me see if I can find it. No, go ahead.
I was watching Take Notes stream and he was doing a review after his Nax and he was playing as I think Demo and he was looking at the dot ticks of someone playing Affliction. It would not do damage for sometimes 9 seconds in between. He was using Quick Decay.
That's where the real issue is. So when you're when you're in your filler part of your rotation, when you're spamming shadow bolts, especially like during Lust, your shadow bolts are hitting so fast, and if you're close to your target, you're reapplying and you're literally just getting 0 ticks. So it's basically like clipping the corruption as a whole. So when you're sitting there just casting insanely fast shadow bolts, you're just clipping your corruption over and over and over, and it just doesn't tick. So there's definitely something going on in the back end with how it's calculating the haste, and then how it's displaying is clearly wrong too. So
I'm trying
I pretty
to
much
find
tried
this
all scenarios.
Alondo clip that he has of his. You see that one of Alondo when he was doing a noob and then
yeah, I have it.
I don't. Yeah, if you can look at it, trying to find it.
Yeah, 1 second.
Yeah, it's just easy. It's just physical proof. It just falls off 3 seconds early. He did it a few times, and he is maining Warlock, or I don't know if he still is. I think he's waiting to see if it gets fixed or not. But the glyph usually just reduces the time between casts every does the 7 ticks. Yeah, it's bugged.
Oh.
Any 100% 11 hates and Jorders. Do you want to explain this all? Is this relevant still? For anybody wondering? Mainmise, the little time when you did the spreadsheet with the potion of speed.
That's an old one. I need to send you a new one. But basically, I just tested every kind of haste buff you could get, including cast speed ones, just to see if there's any like calculations messing up in the background. So you can basically see there when the first shadow bolt hits, you see that the tick time has no haste effect. And then when you actually pop potion of speed, you can see that the ticks go up to 5 seconds. So potion of speed is actually slowing down the time between ticks. So
crazy. It's so fucking crazy, dog.
Yeah, it's definitely like trying to find the consistencies was really difficult, because it seemed like every time I tried to mimic the same things I was doing, I'd get different data. So like, it's just, I mean, without being able to see the back end of the game or speak to a dev or anything, it's really hard to diagnose what the issue is. I'm just trying to get as much data as possible.
Yeah, somewhere right here, he has a corruption up. See if it falls off here.
I think
Oh
I
my
sent you a
God.
clip in this chat too.
Five,
One I
Five,
just put together.
4,
three,
3,
two. See, you can't
two,
pull early in Wrath, you fuck.
1.
Oh, I see it. The clip right above it. I want to see where
No.
here.
I don't have Haunt on
You
my bars.
find it
This is
again.
fucking catastrophic.
I think it's somewhere right here. His haunt's going down to 10, 13. It's refreshing slowly, and then it just falls
Oh
off.
my god. Did we lost?
And a lot of knows how to play a fucking Warlock too. This is not just some guy who just randomly picked it up. It's like, I want to play Warlock. He's fucking
Can
gaming.
you solve me? It's a huge boat.
But I've still pumps. It's still doing great damage if it's in the right hand. You're just done.
It's missing that OPS burst.
You're just
How the
hit.
fuck
Yeah,
did
see
that
right
happen?
there.
It's
It fell
solid
off
A.
3
Right there,
seconds.
see, look,
So
right
it
here.
did it last tick of damage as if haste wasn't a thing, and then it just falls off.
Yeah, right here.
Every time there's a
How
new
the fuck
beta
am I
build,
corruption
first thing I
That
do
was
is I put a
5
quick
seconds,
clip on.
bro. That was 5 seconds early and it fell off. Oh, 4, 3.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. That's crazy, dog. 5 here, done.
How the fuck did my corruption fall?
And that's a
What
big
the
deal for
fuck?
those that don't know. That's a big deal because you put a corruption up in the beginning of the fight and you more or less leave it on until the end of it, right? You're you know
Well, my
for till
corruption just fell
35,
again.
and it chain
Well,
does it
3
every
seconds left
time.
on it. What the fuck?
Yeah,
And,
I mean, just
you lose
based on, like,
the tricks. You lose your tricks. You lose all your bonuses that you had with that. Your
Dude,
wild magic.
spec
Your
doesn't
everything
work.
else.
So
And it
just
sucks.
based on like the long durations of the rotation and watching how things are going, it's like a 400 to 500 DPS loss in what we're seeing, what we'll actually see. I mean, that's again some feels craft and then kind of trying to calculate things on my own, but it's pretty damn significant.
There's an AoE debuff cap. No, that's what some people were saying too at first, but it's evidently that too. Shadow Priest having a small issue, not the same kind of issue because it's not a glyph, but they're not getting haste on their DPs and VTs either, which is crazy.
It's a lot of damage for them as well.
It is
You
a
also-
shit ton of damage for them, yeah. So I think.
Also, never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you also lose out on a bunch of like eradication procs and
Yeah.
instant shadow bolts too from Nightfall.
It's crazy, dog. I hope they fix it. I think they will, but at the same time, for some reason, I think they will because they fixed DP, which we can talk about now. If you guys want to talk about the DP change, Demonic Pact, you used to, say you snap a 400 spell power dark demonic pack on your raid, and then 20 seconds later he crits again for some baby crit, and now that got overridden by 200. That's changed now. If anybody
The
wants to come and
perfect
touch on it,
change.
yeah, go ahead and talk
I'm
about it.
really happy they did that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
literally just quality of life wise for
Quality.
Demonology Warlocks is just it's perfect, and it was really smart to do. So I'm glad they did that.
At least one spec's put together, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we could be arms warriors right now. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah, they make it so you
that
can't
gives me
override
hope,
it.
though. So,
You can't
I mean,
override it with a smaller one, which is a very big deal because otherwise we would have had to sit there and park our pet and this other shit. You think there's gonna be some little min maxing to it still, right? Or you should let that shit
Well, yeah,
while
because
out.
there's still
Little
some
window at the
internals
end.
there too, and you want to make sure you're able to get. I don't necessarily think you'll be pulling back. I think you'll be able to time things out. You'll have enough time between cooldowns to really make it count there within that 5-second window. I think it is with the internal cooldown or the duration cooldown.
I agree. Also, I think that's what we're regardless of EA. Let's see.
I think gearing up will be a little bit different just due to the demonic pack changes. Before,
agreed.
like Warlocks would be given illustration plus like Dying Curse, and they'd use that for a long time. But I'm thinking as long as trinket procs are reliable and good enough, they'll be going double proc trinkets because they'll be able to keep up that entire double proc buff up, like so long as the trinkets align up for like almost the whole fight. Like
The 45-second ICD trinkets are A1 for that. Sundial, Dying Curse.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
No illustration, boys.
Yeah, illustration
I mean-
for affliction.
Speaking of illustration, it procs off life tap, which is beautiful. Absolutely phenomenal. I didn't know that at all because it didn't do
Seems
that.
I
like
just
in
have to
Cyber
break
Service.
my habit of spamming life tap for 30 seconds before every boss now. So.
Sundial procs off of it too, though. So if you accidentally proc it before a fight trying to fish out, I mean, you can even help funnel and it'll proc, which is kind of an issue.
I don't think there's a way around it. Besides, on private servers, you trinket swap, but on beta, they have it. So when you put on like Sundial, you have 45 seconds ICD before you can get a proc, which means for first 45 seconds, which is a big window, you're not getting your proc. So you have to find that It's like it's still worth. I feel like it's still worth stacking the trinket up though. You know what I mean? So it's like you just got to stack the trinket up and hope that you get a proc early right when you start stacking it, and then you can go into the boss. It's gonna be annoying. I think.
It might be more DPS for the raid though if you hold the ICD proc of the trinket and start the fight without your illustration stacks. If you're demo, because then you get the sundial proc faster for the like bigger demonic pack faster for the raid.
I would dare say you don't even give demo illustration. Go to the other locks and down to the mages and whoever else would use it, right? Especially because Dying Curse and Sundial are going to be better.
I think healers would like that.
Yeah, a lot of people would use that. I don't think healers use it. I think it's best for holy paladins. If I'm correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
it's best for resto druids, I thought.
Yeah, illustration's only good really for resto druids and discipline priests, or if you brought a holy priest. The other classes like paladins would use DMC, of course, and then their other trinkets probably going to be like Owl or the haste trinket out of Halls of Stone, realistically.
Yeah, I think we wipe here. Yep.
And then I think alchemy trinket is actually super underrated as well for healers. That's like insane.
Does it still give mana back, extra mana back?
Yeah, and you could use the crazy alchemist potions. I don't know how many people have actually leveled out and tested it on the PTR though, just to see the proc rates, because you also have to make sure you learn all the recipes too.
There's not a lot of people like leveling professions. It's like really hard to get like belt buckles and like tailoring leg enchants on the beta right now because no one's leveling professions.
Yeah. But like if the proc rate is good enough on it, the crazy alchemist potions would just be really good because you could double proc like a mana pot. That's like 12 to 14k mana or something. Like absurd.
Yeah. Did you guys make any previous yet? You guys have one like with Sims and stuff? Yeah, if we can go over it if you want to look at it. Like it's the 80s. I haven't. Is the sim done? Is it still work in progress? Did they finally they get it, or they didn't add something to it? Right? There was one thing that we're waiting on to fix it. Or am I tripping and it's working?
Which one?
Any of the sims. Hildy's and the other one.
I haven't played too much around with anything. But from what I've seen, there's still a lot of bugs.
Yeah, I don't think they're finalized. This is the set I'm pretty much going to be going with here. If you swap a couple of things around, it's like very minimal. I think Leggings of Calamity are one of those that you could swap. The other best option from Sunwell is the Calicos legs, the haste ones. You pretty much trade like I think 32 crit for 10 haste and 25 spirit, and I think the haste and spirit actually outweighs it. So the Calicos legs are better than Calamity, but it's super minimal, like 1 to 2 DPS.
Is Titan still going to be in? Did this confirmed?
It's in now, but it's not confirmed if it will be in. It would make sense because all the other classes get really nice blacksmithing weapons, and it's on the same item level, so it doesn't really make sense that they would take it away.
It would help.
It's on the trainer right now. If you go to the blacksmithing trainer, look what's available.
Okay. I dig it.
And then, something notable here, the only two pieces you really bring from your Sunwell Abyss into this are one of the 2 leg options and Amos of the Convoker. But there's a really good option that's BOE outside of Amos, so it's not that big of a deal.
What are you using if you're not using it? What do you think you would use?
Dark Runic Mantle from, I think, Halls of Stone Trash.
Those
it's
BOEs.
Like, yeah, it's really good.
There's going to be a lot of those flying around. Shouldn't be too expensive.
The staff, I think, is also a good option, too, if you could somehow fit in the hit, but that part is really tough.
What's the difference?
And double proc trinkets are just the way to go. On-use trinkets and Wrath aren't very good, just because they have a lot less average spell power throughout fights. I think on like really short fights where you could control your uptime on it, then they could shine. Like if the fight's less than a minute, I could see it potentially being good.
And we have a lot of options for hit other fights, which is nice too. There's so much hit everywhere. I feel like it's not as hard to get a hit as everybody thinks it is. Oh, I got a fucking random question. If we look at have you guys seen where people you can, as demo, like severely drop hit for a shit ton of more spell power? How do you guys feel about that? You know what I'm talking about?
I think we'll have to wait for the Sims to see how big of a rate DPS upgrade it is.
Like a full spell power to be super low on hit, but you're like, you got a lot of spell power.
I wouldn't wish that on any demo lock.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be? Do you think it'd be a meme?
Yeah.
I think it might be meta actually.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a meme. I think it's if you're talking about you're there as a Demolock to support your raid, you're not there to pump. You're gonna pump regardless, but you're not there. That's not why you're there. You're there
Well,
to
how
fucking
much-
support.
Well, it comes down to how much spell power are you providing for loss of damage to yourself. Like,
Yeah.
what's the balance? If you get extra 40 spell power for everybody in the raid, but you could do an extra 150k on the boss, like what does it come down to?
Bro, you're getting like an extra 800 spell power or some shit.
800 spell power.
It's like
That's a lot.
7, yeah, and it's more on you for snapping. And remember, it's hit. So you like at the same time, I want to be like, you might not miss. You know what I mean? You might
Yeah,
not.
just don't
You
miss.
might not miss. Yeah, you might not miss because your pet's not affected by it, right? Yeah, it's
You
gonna say it's. I mean, I'm not saying we're doing our duty and just bringing up some shit that you're gonna hear regardless from somewhere. You know, I'm surprised you guys haven't heard it from the world. I heard it first from the Warlock Discord. I got this set from somebody in the Warlock Discord. One-stop shop for everything Warlock related. But you guys already know that.
I made a tier 8 one. That's
Thank you.
pretty sad. There's only I think 8% hit on it, but it has a ridiculous amount of spell power. This is assuming Storm Jewels are also in the game.
Ooh, your harmful spells have a chance to increase your spell power by 850. Well, you wouldn't use this as Demo, right? You'd still go back and use
I like the name of the set.
Demo Cuck too.
I don't even know if it has 2 set here because
Well, I probably saw
It's
Trinket
just-
for one of the on another. You know.
You even sacrifice nitro boots for extra spirit. That is
Bro, that's
this
a
is
gamer.
truly Democock
Exactly.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
because you went. Did you go JC with this? That's why, yeah. So
yeah, I think I went full
remind
spell
me.
power.
I didn't put that on agenda, but we don't have agenda. We're just shit talking to each other for an hour and a half. But let's
That's
talk.
fine.
We're gonna talk about professions of two in a little bit after this. Make sure we don't forget about that. That's a fucking hot topic. Yeah, we were talking about, you know, Copium and I had the same guild in Fusion, and we were talking. Someone was asking like the best, you know, one of the good demos. I was like, well, here's a normal demo set, but people are starting to theory a little bit about dropping major hit. And I was like, that kind of makes sense. I don't think it'd be that bad. I feel like if I accept, yo, hey, Crix, you're playing demo, are you cool with that? Yeah, I'm down. I'm doing whatever the fuck I is. My whole plan, I don't care about my DPS. I'm not looking to see where I'm in the meters. I'm there to make every caster in there 700 fucking thousand buff off DP. Copium, I think what's the highest we got? 430, 436 or something.
Like 430, and our gear's not even good. That's the
Yeah,
joke.
and we weren't min-maxing it. It was just like, yeah, whatever. We weren't like really watching it. It was like, oh shit, you know. So if you're able to get up to, that's a lot of spell power that you're Demolock. And on average, it was like 300. Like if you're just not paying attention, it was like 300 on average. But min-maxing it, you're gonna be able to get up to 500, I think, easily. Embrace the spiders better than Sundial. I think you'd run both. No, it's 505. It's 505 versus Sundial being 590. Oh, is it? Oh, there's spell power on it though. Ooh.
Yeah, it's passive spell power, so it's really
Yeah.
good. It's I think the third best trinket option behind Illustration and Dying Curse in tier 7 for Affliction at least.
Yeah. For demo though, I don't know. I like the proc. You have fat proc off at 90. You pretty much just clean swap the proc for the static, right? Oh, it's haste. Oh no, you wouldn't use Embrace. It's haste. I didn't know the 505 was haste. No. You would use Sundial. The whole point of using Sundial is that spell power. You're a Demolock. Yeah. I didn't see that. I didn't fucking even notice that was haste. My bad. So no, you wouldn't. You would. That's maybe that's something else, but you wouldn't because you want the spell power proc. Your job is to go. This trinket has 765. This trinket has 590. You do whatever you can, and all of a sudden you get a fat proc on that, or a fat DP off these, right? You're not gonna get a DP off haste. I mean, you are, but you're giving up 590. You know. God, I can't wait for the game to actually come out. Have you guys tried to like farm previous or anything on the beta?
A little bit.
I can't even replace my Sunwell gear still. I just finally replaced, like, I had 4-set till like the other day. Like it was hard to, like, literally the heroic gear I wasn't even be able to replace them right away for previous stuff.
That's not very good. You have like the cheetah rings, and you have gear from the Nax, and that's about it.
Yeah, the template gear. I had a template character, and I went and I've done 3 days of heroics or something on a fresh template, and I've replaced like 3 pieces of gear. Like when like a heroic piece drops, and it would be equal or like a couple spell power or something within the template gear. So the template gear is garbage, but it's not like, you know what I mean. It's okay. It's not as bad as the communal gear.
Some of the template gear is like straight from the heroics.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
Not the worst. It's not great, but you know.
Yeah, what I like it's heroic gear. It's like shitty heroic gear. It's like when you just hit 80 and you're going on your heroics, and then you get like, oh, you're like, oh, this is better than my questing gear. It's not best, but it's better, you know.
I think they dropped the ball in the template gear for locks. They put like a Spark of Life, the MP5 haste trinket in our bags, and
why?
they gave us the Pendulum of Talonic Currents when they could have just given us like a Forge Ember and Mark of the War Prisoner.
Do we need to talk about your favorite trinket?
Mark of the War Prisoner?
No.
Oh, Spark of Life.
Nah, Pendulum, bro.
Oh.
Do you like
garbage
Pendulum,
ass trinket, dog?
No.
No, I'm trolling him, bro. It's fucking troll as fuck.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like that MGT trinket, right?
Yeah, I'm actually using. That's the trinket I have right now. I haven't seen a Forge Ember or a Mark, so it's
on your
just funny
template
that you brought it up. Yeah, on my tune on the beta. It's just kind of funny that you brought it up. I was like, oh, I guess it's like
so bad,
super.
bro. Oh, it's horrible. It's better as Affliction because it'll proc off your dots, but even then, it's horrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not.
How about the sadness? How do you guys feel about? I mean, Nemo, you know more about it, but how do you guys feel about that egg not working, dog? I was kind of excited for it
too. And I kind of like when it doesn't work because I don't have to spec into Fel's energy and I get the pushback reduction from Destro.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, and AF too. AF, I wouldn't even put one in there usually.
Right? Yeah. Like for
I got it right away.
It's naturally in there.
Yeah, I got it right away. This first thing I got with my badges, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to do it, and it didn't work.
Oh yeah,
they proc up health funnel, but you're not gonna sit there and just chain health funnel before pull and hope you get a proc. It's like worthless. It just this was one of those items where it was like on private servers. I just remember being like a cheat trinket, like, oh, I can get them double trinket up on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? But yeah, you're right. No cheesy stuff. I really am proud. I'm really glad that I didn't expect. I don't know where it is. I didn't expect the illustration to proc off of life tap because I don't know why. It's just because dealing with the Dark Moon card from TBC and how they just fucked us on that. Well, I mean, I don't know if they fucked us on that or that's how it's supposed to work, but I was like, yeah, there's no way. But the tooltip specifically says damage and healing, so I was like, oh, wait a minute, you might be able to, you know what I mean? For sure, get it off health funnel, and now it procs off everything, like everything. Everything procs off everything.
That, in the OS, I was like in your chat, and because I remember Sundial procking off life tap, and I mean, this is gonna proc off life tap.
Oh yeah. Oh, true. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
It's so sleeper though. You know what else is sleeper? Intensity. Someone was talking about intensity earlier. That's a very good talent that I see a lot of people just neglect entirely, and I have no idea why. 'Cause it's super OP. 70% reduction in knockback.
What? Yeah. Don't you not need 70? You only need 2 points in it or something, or one, and then you can have the 1, and then the raid covers the rest. I just run 2 because I'm a bitch, to be honest. I'm scared and I run 2 every time. Do you have a Destrobus? If it, like, obviously, like the spirit we don't need and stuff like that.
Like tier 7 bis. I think it's exactly the same.
Yep, that's what I was. What about previous? I think previous is a little different though, right?
Because
you don't need as much spirit.
Spirit still scales really well.
Oh yeah, because spell armor.
Spell power.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty much the same. Like Affliction and Destro gear are almost the same in Prebis and tier 7.
Dope. Okay, well, you know what I want to talk about? Some kinky kink professions. Starting with Affliction. What do you guys think? Obviously tailoring, engineering, JC. The question is, so many people wonder: is it tailoring? Is it JC? Is it engineering no matter what? So the first question: are you engineering no matter what?
Yes.
No matter what.
100%.
Yeah,
Everyone
engineering
always.
Sure. Okay. And then obviously I'm going engineering tailoring because I like the proc. The proc was changed for those that don't know to 60 seconds instead of 45 seconds, and because it's like the later form of it, and it gives you a little bit more spell power. I'm going engineering tailoring. How do you guys feel about that?
I think for
versus
Demo,
JC,
the jewel crafting is a more consistent uptime on the buff for Demo, but for Affliction and Destro, I'd still probably use the cloak from tailoring.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Am I copiumed out of my mind to think that Demo would not even go engineering, and you would just go JC and tailoring?
So since it's 60 seconds, even if you get the proc, it's not going to line up with all of your 45 ICD trinkets. So what's the point of even having it?
That's
so you
true.
might as well have
the
NG.
First one might. That's it.
You might as well have NG for the glove buff and boots and all the other toys, just for the convenience in raids. I don't think it's the end of the world not having either, but it's honestly coming down to your playstyle. But definitely for Demo, I would take jewel crafting over tailoring, just because of the consistency of the buff.
What about any enchanters? spell power? Like JC enchanting.
I mean, I think a bunch of people try to theorycraft their way out of going engineering. Like you'll always see questions in not just the Warlock Discord, but every single Discord. But they're like, "Oh, is engineering actually that good?" But it is.
Why do people hate on it so much?
They just want to be
wanna
different.
go.
I think it's because they haven't had it. Like I hated engineering in Classic, the little bit of Classic I played, right? And then when TBC came out and I got more serious, we had to run engineering, and I was like, oh my god, I love engineering. What the fuck? I can't believe I was never engineering. And then I started playing private servers on Lich King, and I was like, oh, nitro boosts? You don't need rocket boots, bro? Not even the haste gloves and all that other shit. Just saying, and not even the fact that you have an auction house in Dalaran, right? It's just the nitro boots, bro. Nitro boots is a fat DPS increase. Because you're seed spamming from the back while Melee's up there just, running with the boss. You could just boot up there, boom, keep up. I love it. I love it.
Imagine you're on Lothab. Your spore is ending in 30 seconds. You don't want to move. The spore's coming close. You see a monkey warrior melee running up to the spore. You nitro boots over to the spore and you get the buff anyway. Go back to position.
And then port right back.
And port right back. And nitro boots are just invalid. Like, Warlocks don't have movement abilities. We have a teleport, which is convenient at times. Which
is OP, boys. I fucking awesome. Love that shit. Yeah, but in raids, you're right. You don't use too much, but yeah.
Yeah, but Druids have sprint, Mages have blink, Rogues have sprint. We don't have anything like that. So Nitro Boots is essential for our survival and for uptime on bosses. And you just need it. You just need it.
I love it. Yeah. By the way, anybody who's curious, I'm an engineering shill. I'm just trying to be the voice for everybody else. I've so many people. I need engineering. I feel like you don't. Yeah, you don't need it. But I mean, as Demo, I feel like I love it though. I do like it a lot. I mean, it's Demo, especially. I mean, you got Rocket Boots is handy, bro. Remember, you got Emo Aura. You do a lot of fucking AoE as
sappers during your Emo Aura.
Man,
seething, boom, kaboom.
Serenite bombs, which nobody's really using on here, bro. That instant cast, short, big ass radius, so much damage off the GCD. It's so fat, and that's one thing I feel like Warlocks are gonna have to get used to. Is you, and I'm still falling prey to this when I'm on the beta. And you see me bitch about it on my stream sometimes. You're not really max ranging that much on these trashes, bro. You want to be a little bit closer, bro. I feel like you do. Shadow Flame, bombs, like I said, especially Demo, obviously Emora. Outside of it, you don't really have to, but I feel like if you're not, you're just in the back casting seeds, and then you're running the whole time trying to catch up because they're moving the whole time.
I think that's a change for Warlocks as a whole, though, too, especially with Tricks of the Trade. You want to make sure you stay in range of your rogue and you're not screwing him over. Kind of cheating towards the boss and Wrath, I think, is just more, travel time of Haunt, being able to line that up better. I think it just being closer as a whole is better, and that's something people are gonna have to learn to change.
Thank you for bringing that up to Tricks too. It's really good too. I completely forgot about that. You especially because
20 yards. 20 yards.
The first thing I do when I'm in a raid, I go to the raid before the raid's even filled up. I swear to God, I asked the two rogues, I'm like, yo, you running Tricks? You got me? And then you want to get the other one to this dude? Cool. You know what I mean? And you got to make sure that you be nice and give them the macro.
Oh,
people don't know their macro. Yeah. Oh yeah, pay them, but they're guild. I'm not paying my guildies to do their job, right? You got to be in range. Otherwise, they have to stop their DPS, and the rogues do fucking giga DPS. They're not like getting carried like in TBC. I mean, I guess now they're doing right. I didn't mean to piss any rogues off, but they're not getting carried anymore. And,
whoa.
Make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
If they take the glyph too, those are true saints. Rogues that take the Tricks glyph as well.
I think they should be taking the glyph. It's just so strong.
Some of them take Fan of Knives instead, so watch out for that.
Yeah, cope. But how do you feel about why we're on Tricks? They changed. Well, okay, I thought they changed Tricks to where the damage was going, whatever. So you tricks me, whatever damage I do goes to the rogue. I guess they're changing that again, right? Someone was saying in the Warlock Discord, the Cure's changing that, and it's just going to a random NPC. Like it's just the damage is nothing no more. It doesn't go on anybody's shit. Did you guys hear about that?
I don't know if I like that change.
Well, I don't either. You know why? Because now rogues have no. I mean, okay, if you're in a guild, yes, obviously it's common sense to Tricks a lock, right? An half lock, but in not serious skill, you don't need to. You actually don't need to, right? It's just to help to kill the boss. Like on the meters here, yes, you will see the Tricks on here. You see the effect of it, but not on logs, right? And I think that if they do that, then you just see rogues tricksing each other pretty much, right? And they do good damage, bro, at the same time. So, but
I think it's fine if they tricks each other too, because I mean, rogues should be canceling it in general when they give it to people after the buff actually goes to the player. But if two rogues are tricksing each other, they never have to worry about it. It's really convenient. They could time it out with like their killing sprees and stuff, which is nice. I think they should be combat too.
if they add that NPC that I heard it was gonna be like the something of shame, whatever. I was reading that some rogues are considering not tricksing at all unless it's for the tank for initial aggro, since there's no DPS increase in the logs and there's no incentive. They're wasting DPS, wasting energy on the tricks itself. So
Then they're a
I mean,
waste of a
also-
raid spot.
I also heard that, but also that would be pretty cope with rogues because it still kills the boss faster in game. Like in
Exactly.
game,
Yep.
the boss
That's all
dies
that
faster,
matters.
significantly faster, because you're hitting an AF lock in the beginning or the end, whatever you're doing with that, and that drains fucking, right? So that would be kind of silly if they did that. But yeah, I mean, rogue cope, you know. For some reason, like rogues don't like warlocks. So I mean, like they fucking hate us for some reason. Like, well, we never.
We
Why
just
are
have
we
to be
hating on warlocks, bro?
cognizant. We just need to be cognizant of our positioning. That 20 yards, like I was playing a rogue in Nax before they closed it. It's it's deceivingly tiny. You have to be close so you can get it off the rip, and then at 35% the reaffliction.
Mhm.
So
Well, off the rip, you just precast it off, and then they don't actually lose anything giving it to the Warlock then.
yeah,
And then later in tier 10, Trix gives Rogue energy, so they want to use it on cooldown because it's
Yeah, then
DPS
they'll
boost
use
to
it.
them. Yeah, then like, oh hey, you want Trix? Here you go.
I
High on
think
threat? I don't care.
I think guilds that are doing anything halfway correct should be given to warlocks. But at the same time, I want to say this: look at TBC, and I feel like people just overall didn't really like warlocks much, right? And we had a lot of bad warlocks, a lot of people pulling aggro, a lot of yada 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 yada. And now, well, yes, we don't have that much aggro problems, and we do change. We're not spamming shadow bolts. Each spec got, you know, significantly, you know, buffed in terms of rotation, right? Like you're pressing buttons, and if you're pressing the wrong way, why tricks them? Why tricks a warlock that doesn't do his execution phase right? You know.
Trick's
And,
the best player in your dad guild. Whoever's doing the most damage
Yep.
at that point, like whatever.
That's what I was leading to. And if at the end of the day, you know who you're supposed to trick. If you have a warlock that's fucking bottom 10 every fucking time, no matter what spec he is, if I had tricks, I fucking swear to God. We're not telling you got to do that. I'm just saying if you're in a guild that's halfway doing anything correctly and your locks are respectable, you should be. I feel like you should be tricksing them. That's like, and if they're not AF, I don't know. I'm dead. I like being Destro and getting tricks. I don't know about you guys. That shit fucks, bro.
It is one nice thing about being Destro is it requires 0 raid support. So you just show up, you don't need tricks, you don't complain at all. You just
And you don't need to waste, dude. The shard usage as Destro is abysmal, bro. You never need to use a shard. Like, what are you using a shard on? Yo, I took Shadowburn with Destro. I know it's garbage. Shadowburn is just absolutely ass. And people are like, yeah, why aren't you taking Shadowburn instead of Shadow Fury for single target? And I was like, all right, because of the overall, because Shadow Fury actually does insane damage. And then I did it anyway because I wanted to finish her. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Dude, what happened to it? What happened to Shadowburn, dog? It's so bad now. It is damage, bro, but I use Shadow Fury as the finisher. And it does more damage than way more damage than the Shadowburn. It's kind of sad, but at the same time, because of that, you would only take Shadowburn as Destro anyway. It's the only way you can finesse it. I mean, I guess you could as Demo Destro hybrid, but it's so bad that you don't take it. And that eliminates, I don't know about you guys, but in TBC, if you go over my VODs, my overall, when I'm carrying shit, yo, almost all my shards are Shadowburns. I've Shadowburned so much, it's insane, right? Because you should. It's how you pump. And, yeah, but it's gutted. So as Destro, you no shard issues at all. Your pet doesn't cost a shard. I mean, you got to summon and hellstones, but, you know, whatever. And another thing that's a big quality of life change, I feel like, is that you can only have one, as I'm against the grain here, but you can only have one hellstone in your bag at all times. You can't stack 3 ranks of them. It doesn't matter if there's different ranks. If I have a 2 of 2, Mainmise 1 of 1, and Nemo's 0 of 2, you take one of them, that's the one you get, right? Which means one person in raid needs to have 2 of 2 of all times. Yeah, I like that.
Kind of nice though,
Yeah.
honestly. Half the time people beg for health stones, especially different ranks, and then you'll go to the log at the end of the raid and find out nobody was using the stones at all, just making them for your health. I guess I like just use them, keybind, make a weak ore or something.
2, 8, okay. What were we talking about? Tricks. Oh, Demo. Affliction doesn't have shard problems that bad at all. Demo has I have ass fucking shard problems because I'm trying to. Some would say that I over soulfire, bro. That's like my whole goal in life is just to get as many soulfires as I can possibly get off, dog. I love it. I got a 28k off the other day. Just saying. I was trying to figure out. So I'm asking everybody, what's the highest soulfires you guys are seeing in private servers? People were ICC 30k. I was like, you are faded, bro. There's no way you're getting 30k soulfires on ICC and I'm getting 20 somethings already out of raid. So that's really fun. The whole Soulfire mechanic, Decimation is the talent, is my favorite thing ever, which leads into the Demo-Destro hybrid spec. Someone asked as well, what professions would you run with it? Same thing. Same thing. Engineering tailoring. The Demo-Destro hybrid, for those that don't know, I can show it. I hope that I have a... This is not a secret spec. I mean, Nemow told me about this. I don't know how long ago, you know, months, almost a year ago or some shit. My boy NGL's done a thing on it. We just like it. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorite specs. It's that you just you're either look at it like you're Destro, or I look at it like I'm Destro and I give up. You're giving up Chaos Bolt and you're giving up all this other shit. This little right here, backdraft, which, you know, sucks because that is the whole point of it. You keep him Conflag, you get Pyroclasm, but you drop down here low enough to get Decimate, some more imp damage, and your imp, bro, is equal damage to, if you have, when I was using Glyph of Imp, my imp was doing more damage than my Immolate, which was up full time with Immolate damage. But when I would use Glyph of Immolate, then Immolate would beat the imp. So they're like, I mean, imp's doing major damage, and he lives. He didn't die one time. Oh, he did die actually. But yeah, Feldon, which is like one of the biggest changes in the world to me, is that this is a 3-minute cooldown instead of a 15-minute cooldown. So if your pet dies, you just get him back up pretty much instantly. But this is like by far my favorite spec. I think this is slept on even more, and I think this is going to be a powerhouse in pre-patch and in, I don't know about pre-patch. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth, but tier 7, I think it's going to be great. You're going to have Demon Heads, but Demo-Destro just concept? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you see Take No ran it, I ran it. A lot of people have been running it. I know, Nemow, you know a lot about it too. What do you guys think about this?
It's good in lower gear levels, I think. I think it will fall off like mid-dax.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say, is that at lower gear levels, Destro just owns, but once you start to get that 25 Nax gear, 25 OS gear, like it'll, hopefully Affliction's fixed. Like I would go Affliction.
I fucking am having so much fun with these goddamn Warlocks on the beta right now. It's so much fun. Dude, even leveling, which I guess we can talk about at some point down the road too. It's just everything about it. I mean, besides quick decay, which kind of is irrelevant right now because raid testing is closed anyway, and you're not going to be just spamming heroics. I mean, you can spam as Affliction, but you know, there's a couple other specs you can do a little bit better than that. But I love this spec. I'm excited for it. I want to do it when I have full gear on. I haven't had it, you know. But yeah. This boss is bugged. This is the boss we're cheesing. What else we got here, boys? Anything else want to talk about here? If you have questions in chat, you can put them in. What about in the dungeons? When you guys are doing any dungeon spamming? Are you just solely doing it as Nemow? With no issues? Just
for leveling or?
Yeah. Dungeon cleaving. Let's talk about dungeon cleaving. Yeah, leveling. Are you suggesting just you're going Demo the whole way up from 70 up, live in your groups?
Yeah, Demo in the groups, and then if I'm doing open world stuff, probably Affliction, like if it's by myself. But I think I'm gonna get pretty competitive with my group of 5. We're gonna pull out all the stops to try to get the first 80s on our server. And it's gonna be almost Demo all the way. Like,
what server are you on again?
White Main.
Okay, good. Because Mainmise and I are getting it on Benediction mode.
Are you guys gonna try to batch it together?
We are going to duo we're hitting open world, bro. We're gonna hit the open world. Got some duo grinding spots. I don't think we found anything past 74, 75 yet, so we might have to split there. But either way, we're gonna be, you know, banging each other for, you know, 4 or 5 levels, which is gonna be fun.
How much XP per hour are you guys getting? About?
I think the most that he's found was 900, about 8 to 900.
1.1.
1.1. Yeah, there you go.
Are these places that just have large density of mobs, and you think people aren't?
I'm not gonna say anything.
We can't say.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's so serious. We probably won't even be streamed for the first few hours of it, and we don't know if we're gonna get first. We're just gonna try. You know what I mean? I don't even really care about it. He's doing all the work. I wouldn't even mind if he got it first. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be interesting because I mean we might get there and there's gonna be 40 other people there. I've been like every time I'm on beta, I literally just camp like 100 yards away watching, and literally no one's ever there. So
you got a hunter with Farsight or whatever. He's just like camping it and making sure no one's there. At the same time, people realize like Affliction is the best, the #1 open world quester now. We went from garbage, putting up a dot, and then anybody else tagging it, and now that's changed for those that don't know. So the minute that we put up a agony, corruption, whatever, anything, it's our mob. The minute the debuff touches the mob, it's ours. Nobody can steal the tag. Yeah. Here's the best part though. A lot of people don't know this, Warlocks. Hunters don't know this. Mages don't know this. Some people don't know this. So what you're gonna do, I see it all the fucking time when I level. I would go put a corruption on something. It's my mob. They don't know it, and they fucking shoot it, and they take the aggro. And I go, okay, here, kill my mob for me then, bud. And I just keep on pushing, and it's so amazing. I love it. It's like one of the best changes in the world. Obviously, this is good for Shadow Priest as well. Pain. Anybody with an instant cast, you know what I mean? I don't know if Hunter's Mark works yet. I think it does, but can't you only have it on one mob? But I guess you. I don't know. I don't really know.
Hunter's Mark doesn't tag.
Okay.
Hunter's Mark doesn't tag.
Yeah. So the only thing that's out tagging you is people with instant cast, but not even instant cast because Ice Lance has a projectile. While it is fast, obviously everything has a projectile. We do not. We're at 36 yards, running and gunning and dotting the whole time. I'm doing a speed run. I'm doing a 70 to 80 speed run tomorrow. I'm doing a 24-hour stream. The record is 24. The record is 20 hours, but he was a shaman or a Decay, and he used Tome of Cold Weather. I'm not going to use. I'm going to act like it's fresh. Act like it's the actual launch. So we'll see how we do it. I'm very excited to do it tomorrow because we have Reset XP now, and Reset XP is the best guide in the world. You know. But I can't wait to open world level. I don't know about you, Mainmise. I'm excited. We do know that it's layered. We're on Benediction. We know, well, trust me, we know how Pact it is. We know everything, but it just seems fun, bro. I dungeon cleaved Classic and TBC, and I was fucking miserable. I was absolutely miserable.
Like, I tested literally just like running through Howling Ford, just tagging like the boars and just random shit that no one's ever gonna be, and it was still like 600k an hour. Just like not even like staying in a certain area, just running north and going in opposite directions. I mean, Warlock, just as long as you can maintain your leashes. And you get the hang of how it goes. Warlocks just, you can go nonstop. You can literally go 70 to 80 without stopping.
And the leash, people there. So there is a noticeable difference on leashing from TBC and Lich King, in my opinion. However, Warmain had the fucking worst leashing in the world, and I was leveling on that. So I was like, yo, this is amazing on Lich King because I haven't leveled in TBC in like a year or something like that, right? So it was pretty good. But yeah, the leashing. But yeah, once you learn to snap it.
At least in the beta, different mob types have different types of leashing. So it's been interesting you kind of got to get a feel for the area you're at because it seems to be different every time you go somewhere else. Yeah,
that's why I'm doing that run tomorrow. But I leveled a Warlock, a Shadow Priest, and an LA Shaman through the beta. The Warlock and the Priest were with no add-ons because beforehand I was using a guide from like the 1500s Thoughtbot or some shit. It was crazy. And then now we have RXP and add-ons, and I was on a Shaman, and it is ridiculous how fast I went. Yeah, 24 hours in a row. And we're just going to be leveling up Warlock the whole time. I'm starting at level 70. I'm going to pick up some flasks, and then I'm just going to hit the ground, follow that arrow the whole time. And we're going to listen to music. Got a couple playlists I was working on. Anyway, yeah, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, I missed Thoughtbot. That site was so nice.
That was such a good website.
Thoughtbot was amazing. What happened to it? Did Wowhead buy it out or something?
Wowhead, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wowhead bought it.
I do love Wowhead, though. Don't get me wrong. I do love some Wowhead.
Alakazam.
Alakazam. Have not heard that.
Yeah.
Big Cope, are you dungeon cleaving too? You are, I assume.
I'm dungeon cleaving. I have 3 paladins, a shadow priest, and me.
Whoa! 3 paladins, huh?
Fun group.
I feel like you're going demo. You wouldn't want like all casters in there.
Well,
stuff dies too fast. Doesn't matter.
That's true.
The most important thing is to be with people you can stand for.
Well, and also casters have to sit and drink. You have to life tap, so that's actually, you can just keep chugging and going, and you're doing a lot of damage too, so that'll be fun to watch.
It's a great group. I'm excited for.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I just can't do it, bro. Another dungeon cleaving thing. I think I feel like if we did, the raids don't open up for 7 days, and I feel like if they were open at launch, then I'd be a little more scared of being in the open world, because there's a chance that we go in the open world and we're fucked, and there's just a lot of people there. Granted, yeah, we'll have macros set up to tag all the target macros and stuff, but still, we know that there's a chance we go out there and we're just giga fucked. But I'd rather do that. Raids are 7 days, bro. You know what I mean?
I think if you get ahead of the curve, you'll pull ahead and you'll be fine in the open world, especially if you're planning as much as you are now. But the most important thing is to get those heroics. You get like 50 badges a day, and all the warlock gear costs like 230. So if you can get 4 days of heroics, 5 days of heroics before the first raid, then you'll be a-okay, good
comfy,
to go. So
bro.
who cares? Yeah,
you're gonna be comfortable. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I think the goal is, and even if you can just get ahead and then just fall rest of the XP the rest of the way. If you just want to be, because questing is fast if you're nonstop going, right? You
If
just
you can
gotta-
get ahead,
Yeah.
it can be really good too, especially once you can get your mount and everything. Like that might honestly be the way. I've got some more testing to do. The best areas are the early ones. Unfortunately, it kind of gets spacey as things go on, but
Gotta get that Sons of Hodir quest then at 77.
yeah.
God, good luck with that.
Yeah, but you hit the nail on the head. Basically, the whole goal for everyone who's trying to compete for like progression or anything is to get the earliest heroics as possible, which is probably going to be that Tuesday lockout going into Wednesday morning.
So we're gonna
Get in
miss the
there.
first one, like guaranteed, right? Because it's like a 3
Yeah,
p.m. Pacific, so it'll come out 6 p.m. Eastern, and then you'll like if people are trying pretty hard, it'll probably be like 2 days. You play like 12 hours, you sleep, play 12 hours, and then that next day you'll be able to do the lockout.
yeah. I mean, I'm not going to sleep. So.
Keep talking. I want to try something real quick.
It'll be yeah, I don't think, I mean, unless there's some like crazy, like I've seen some mage ones pulling some insane XP per hour that's like sustainable too. Like the areas we're going, it falls off as soon as you start to level up. But there's some pretty crazy sustainable stuff that mages can do. So it'll be interesting to see how fast they can get it done. But I don't think it's possible to get those Monday lockouts done. Even if like a mage makes it, there's not going to be 4 other players.
You
What do you
think that it's gonna be world first mage because their farms are just so
Yep.
insane?
100%.
I think so.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they can get 1 point whatever in the dungeon
In the
and then get
UK.
ahead. Do the same thing we're gonna do. They're gonna grind their dick off, get ahead, and go open world. And also, because they can use fire still, right? Also, there's a lot of mob grinding spots. Not like where we would mob grind, but where like AOE grinding, and all the AOE stuff doesn't affect the outside world, right?
I think a DK will win.
That's what DK's
Whoa.
bro. DK's. I think that. Well, to be honest, I think it's gonna be. Well, my homie Tactics is doing some crazy shit. I think he's going DK, right? And he's having a whole bunch of healers sit outside the party and just heal him while he just endlessly mob grinds, right? And I think world first is gonna be about 12 hours, dog.
Well, that.
I think
yeah.
I would be astonished if it was any more than like 15 hours.
I'd think 15. Yeah.
Like I would say I would literally be astonished if it was more than 15.
Yeah, I think I rooted out our path, and then it should be like somewhere close to 15, if not less.
In dungeons?
It's a mix.
Oh, okay.
We're doing some wild stuff that I'm not going to disclose.
Everyone's got their secret strats to success.
But you know, since you guys are on Benediction, I'll share some.
Yeah, definitely gonna. Yeah, I'll share anything with everybody outside of Benediction. You know.
I don't want it tracing back, so I'm not sharing anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you got
can't,
strange
I
engine
can't
parts
share
lined
anything
up?
Mainmise doesn't let me, or he'll fucking kill me. So
How about that strange engine part change? Thank God.
oh well, yeah, what they do? They nerfed it like everybody thought they
Yeah,
would. Bro, it's crazy.
it only turns in for gold now. So I saw a clip of somebody
Yo.
vending like 100 of them.
Didn't LMG hard farm those for like ever?
Yeah, I
There's
mean,
LMG farmed them for a while. Stay Safe was farmed for a while too. They had to have known that it was changed. I bet you the people who knew about that for a year, there's people who knew that forever, bro, and they're probably just so mad about it. I'm doing a test right now. I want to see if I can jump off and portal back up. I haven't tried it. Have you tried it?
of what?
Just jumping off and then portaling if it lets you portal.
Like in
Should be able
midair?
to. As long as it's
I
not
think
out of range.
you have to be a LOS, right?
No, you can't. No, you don't. You can be
Oh,
anywhere.
no, you don't have to be LOS. That's right. Yeah,
You can be
Yeah, there
anywhere.
you go.
yeah, it works.
I wasn't able to do it in private servers, but I might have been able to. I might have missed the range on it.
Got
That's
you.
that's
Can
my
you
favorite.
arena?
This is easily. Let me ask you guys. What is your guys' favorite spell added to the game? This is mine. By far, nothing beats this.
Meta.
I knew you were gonna
Meta.
fucking say that. You're gonna say that. Doug. Nemo, what
Meta's
about you?
insane.
Drain Soul.
Drain Soul is your favorite?
It's already
Yeah.
in the game.
I like it.
Oh, the new spell?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, I guess you can consider that being new, right?
it has some changes. I guess there's not that many new spells out there. I like Portal a lot too, but I have to think on that one.
Dude, nothing beats. I love the Portal Mage Stock one. Yo, what? We have a Mage deep dive on the other podcast coming up. Yeah, we gotta do a war. We have to do. This is gonna be weird, but we gotta do a Warlock deep dive on the other podcast. But half of me is like doesn't want to because it's like just go to the Block Talk, right? But I guess
When are you gonna fire up the caster cast?
That's what we need to do. I don't know. The Caster Cast podcast, the Caster podcast.
Yeah,
You can have like 12 podcasts. Yeah, well, I would love to do it like a round table caster thing. Would be fun as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. You get one representative of like one Shadow Priest, one LA.
It'd be super fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
We're coming up on an hour and a half now. We're just we're just shooting the shit. If anybody has any questions, you want to know about it, ask them. If you guys in the panel want to talk about something, we're starting. I want to do specifically a whole episode spec dives coming up. Might as well. We'll probably start with Demo, and hope that the affliction is fixed before we do the affliction deep dive, because it's so up in the air right now. I don't think. Do you think AF's unplayable without it? Rather, would you not play it? Are you just destroing? Demo destro, or you know, what are you doing if hypothetically speaking, if they don't fix it, what are you doing?
I will be our Demo Warlock, or I will play Destro.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, if they don't fix it, at some point you're still going to need AF. Old War, Destro's going to fall off at some point. I think. Do you think Destro's going to fall off at some point?
For
not gonna
sure.
scale as good as that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
So it's like, at some point, even if they don't fix the glyph, you're going to be stuck playing that shit.
I mean, AF is like, it'll go from S to A. Like, it's still great. It's just not, if like the skill that you put into the class just won't show on the meters more.
What is it? The glyph of quick decay is not working.
I think it'll just be a dead spec if they don't fix it, but
If
I
they
don't
don't
see
fix
them
it,
not fixing it.
I do not want to ever spec into affliction if it's not fixed. The glyph, for those that don't know, it allows your corruption to be affected by haste. So you can imagine 600 haste or whatever you have on your corruption, 500 on your corruption, which is big. It's a big deal. It's a very big deal.
I'd play D.
Yeah, I'm loving Dash. Dash is my favorite spec, I think, right now. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's because we've been spamming Shadow Bolts for I don't know how long as Destro, because I'm from TBC servers, not from Classic, right? So I've literally been only spamming one button, no emo build, just straight Shadow Bolt, Catapult for a long time. And I think that's why I like it so much. Where people are like, they don't want to play Destro because they've been playing Destro. I'm like, yo, it's changed so much. Like the amount of people who came into my chat when the first run that we did and were like, whoa, that's Gas Bolt? Like, oh, you're using Incinerate? You don't Shadow Bolt? Shadow Bolt's not on my bar. Well, it is on my bars, but, you know, just in case you get locked out or something. But, like, yeah, you don't Shadow Bolt. Like, ever. It's pretty cool. I don't think anything beats the fun of Demo, though, because of how much you really are watching for. Molten Core. You're using, like, if you look at the damage done, a breakdown of a damage done at the end of a fucking fight, dude, it's crazy. It's actually kind of crazy.
Soulfire. That's it.
Yeah.
Incinerate, Soulfire.
It's crazy, dude. It's a lot of fun. What's up? Anything else, boys? What else can we need? This is the little filler. Look at this like a filler EP. Anything beta talk? Anything else in the beta we're missing? Man,
Could
so
talk
just quitting if
about
they don't fix it.
I 100%. I will quit the game if they don't fix Affliction Warlock. So.
Dude, yo,
Or go to private
and
servers.
Mainmise were looking forward to Affliction so much. Because remember, Nemo's from
True.
private servers for I don't even know how long, where he's hard carrying as AF for years, and not just him, Alondo. There's a lot of people who are really, really excited to play Affliction. The sweaty players, the guys who like that fucking we like when we can do something and it shows. You can't do shit in TBC and it shows. Overall damage you can see who's the better Warlock, right? But you can't, not on bosses, bro. Like, oh yeah, let me crit more. You mean a little bit, but let me crit more than you. Do I get double lusted? Do I have an Eliaf? You know, whatever else. That's out of the picture. And instead of it being, 5 to, I'll be generous here and say 10% skills of Warlock in TBC. It's like 90% skill. Okay, maybe that's copium. You know, you get it. It's like a large percent of skill. And the players like me, Nemo, the guys who like the enhanced rotation, the people who can min-max and sweat and have the guilds to be able to do it, whatever else a long list goes on, we love Affliction, bro.
I mean, I think it's the same concepts that'll get you higher in TBC that it does in Wrath. It's just all about positioning and uptime. Like, if you do that well, anyone can do a rotation. Like, the Affliction rotation isn't that hard. So as long as you're just, like, I don't know, keeping good uptime, making use of every single global, positioning well in advance.
Corruption.
It's the same kind of, like, core gameplay mechanics in TBC. Like, in our speedruns, I'm doing, like, I don't know, like, 15 to 20% more than the other Warlocks overall.
10%
Jeez.
luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will. There you go. As a Demo Warlock and a Sweat, is it best to just dungeon grind the first 3 or 4 levels and then split off for solo, or just grind it all out? I feel like that could work if you, well, it depends on what server you're on, but if I'm talking about Benediction where I'm at, I feel like if you get ahead like that and you feel like you're ahead, yeah, go in the open world and quest, yeah. But that's up to you, grind it all out. If you're dungeon cleaning with a group of 5, or do they know you want to bail on them? Like, is it something?
If you're on a big server, you need to be very ahead because everything converges, right? You've got 2 starting areas and then it all collapses into one pretty much, or not one, but into certain areas that are going to be really popular. So you need to be far ahead if you're starting in the dungeon and then going out to quest.
Imagine trying to do the Zoldrak Arena and not being the first one there.
Yeah,
imagine
exactly.
how crowded it's going to be. That's going to be nasty. For those that don't know, Zoldrak Arena is Ring of Blood, the new Ring of Blood. It feels like they just matched it. There's a Ring of Blood. There's a Black Morass type level. There's there's so much cool stuff in here. Like calling a strat. That's like my favorite dungeon in the world.
Oh, I hate that one.
I hate it. No, I hate it because it's running, but I love it because of the lore and how it's strat. Like that blew my fucking mind when I did it when I don't know how long ago I did it. And I was like calling a strat home. I didn't put 2 and 2. I put 2 and 2 together, but I got 16 instead of 4. And then when we exited the building and it was all strat, I was like, what? It was so cool. That's why I like it. Damn, I had something to say, but I don't remember. Oh, Pandemic is a talent that allows your UA and your corruption to crit. If you're talking about retail pandemic timers, those are not in the game yet. For those that know, pandemic timers on retail, starting I think Kata or Mop, I'm not sure. You could say corruption's running out in like 8 seconds, 7 seconds. You could actually reapply corruption, and it wouldn't clip it. And it would just add to it would just extend the dot. So instead of 18 seconds, it'd be like 24 seconds or whatever. And obviously, it had a cap. I love that. It's way better. But this is for those that are coming from retail, which is actually a lot of people. I met a lot of fucking people who are coming from retail to come play Lich King, because Lich King is like is like classic and retail combined. Like not the shitty retail, but it's kind of when, classic, the original kind of like went more on a, retail-y, the vehicles and shit. And
It's the most popular.
You pretty much always, you want your dots to run out. You want it to be 3, 2, 1 off, immediately putting another one up. You don't want to clip that last one, which, is easy to do. But you don't, there's situations when you can, but you generally don't want to. You just do an extra shattable and then let it fall off and re-put it on. The Pandemic was mop. Okay, thank you. It was so popular they extended every dot and yeah, I love it. It's way better. I feel like in terms of min-maxing, I don't know if it's better or not, because it could be people get mad at, but you lose a lot of damage by clipping your dots. You don't think you would just by clipping 1 dot, but you do. And people clip dots and they're bad at it, and so they want the Pandemic, Tell Pummel's UI would be better if you use LUI. Yeah. I like his UI. It's not bad. I like LUI. I'm definitely an LUI guy. I think it'd be better if you hid this. Just hide these.
I used to have LVUI. I used to use it all the time. It's very easy to port in between versions a while too, like from a private server to beta to PTR, etc., etc. It's just now I use bartender.
Yeah, you hide this, you're golden. You hide this. This is Abyss UI. You hide this and put the bunny with you put one of these funky bunnies here, dog, and you're good to go.
Need the bunny.
But the thing is, you don't have your pretty moving frame.
That's true. The pretty moving frame is essential for success.
You can also get shadow unit frames or something though to go with this if you wanted to. If you wanted to get rid of the actual like party, the good look on this. It balance, good damage. Balance is amazing damage. Yes. To be honest, I feel like we haven't really seen Darcy was pumping classic go, shout out pumps, but other than that, I haven't really seen too many boomies go all out. But that could be a long list of things. This is the first round of testing. Even all of us in here are trying to figure shit out, for the most part. Yeah, some of us, like, we know what we're doing with our Warlocks, but for the most part, figuring other shit out, and people are sigil abusing, and there's bugs, and rogues had 50,000 talent points at one point. Sarth is on a template hunter clapping, but it blew his mind that it was good, which is crazy because hunters are good. So I think this next round of testing will be a big one. I'm personally Sarth can't jump. I'm playing all the casters, so I'm in the middle of gearing them all up in heroics. Today I'm going back to my Ellie Shaman. I'll probably go Ellie into a mage or Ellie into Boomy or something. And then, so when raid testing comes out, they're not in template gear because I want to see them pump, I can't imagine Jordy's UI off the top of my head. You still had dot clipping issues in Pandemic because it was 30% early, so you couldn't refresh too early. Yeah, but if you fucking refresh, if you fucked up, if you clip Pandemic timers, you're a bum. You know what I mean? Like, how do you fuck that up? That I feel like that was made because people were complaining about clipping too much. You can't use tier on Archie either. Starts to.
So have you guys done any testing for or got any data? I've literally done no research or put any effort into pre-patch rating for Sunwell.
We did a full Sunwell last night. Rugs put one together. 25 of us just
On
cleared
beta.
Sunwell on beta. It was completely a joke. The trash melted.
Yeah.
We
But
won.
what I mean,
we
like
won.
spec-wise, what did you play?
So
at
I
level
was
70.
Demo. There were people in the raid playing as Destro, and some were playing as Affliction, and they were very even across the board on all the fights.
I feel like Destro's going to carry pre-patch. Destro,
Yeah, I was gonna
Destro
say-
in the right hands, using cooldowns properly, and flame caps, which for some
Flame
reason
cap.
nobody's fucking doing. I feel like Destro's going to be the maybe. I
Stop.
think. How
You're
how
gonna
short were
dri-
the fights?
You're gonna drive the price up. It's 30% reduced health, so it was very very fast. Like all the fights.
Like
We
under a
won phase
minute?
Muru,
Ooh.
and it was really really fast. I
Well,
wouldn't say under a minute, like
I'm
2
wondering. Okay, good. I'm wondering about the Demo Destro hybrid. That's what I'm thinking is going to be a powerhouse in pre-patch.
It
Calico
looks
Yeah,
Yes,
but I don't
strong.
think you have
get
enough. You don't
a
have enough
second
points
portal.
at 70.
That's true. Duh. What glyphs were you using as Demo?
I wasn't using any glyphs because I wanted it to be realistic since we won't
Okay,
have any of
good.
the good ones.
Good. Were the other locks?
I didn't inspect. Some of them were using like wrath gems, but it's just whatever.
We could talk about
just how it
gems
is.
actually. Or glyphs, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
before we go.
I don't think Conflag Glyph will be in the game at 70, so it makes Deep Destro a little bit weaker, but I still think
Yeah.
it'll be stronger than like Deep AF or Deep Demo. And I
But-
think like a hybrid spec, as long as it gets ruined, it's gonna be good.
Anything with the
Our
check,
glyphs-
anything with a check mark is in the game. These are not in the game. And I got a question. That's what I'm. So what do you think? Because Conflag's not in.
Shadow
I want to
Bone,
know.
Healthstone
I want to
That's
know. Well, I want to know. Well, you'd run Incinerate as Demo.
is Incinerate in the game.
Yeah. You have nothing. Well, you don't need to run Hellstone. You just run Incinerate. You don't need Hellstones. Incinerate. You go off Molten Cores. That's feeling your Molten Cores. Might as well. Better than to give you something rather than Hellstones. Think about it. How would you Destro without no conflag? Would you on cooldown reapply, or would you just run it at the end? I have not tried it, so I'm actually curious about this.
I think you can just time it towards the end of your immolates when
Yeah,
they're
no, I already
about
have
to
this,
naturally
and this is
finish.
actually incorrect for Warlocks.
But if I did it, I would probably do that. Someone's probably gonna sim up the optimal rotation.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'm
what I was
just gonna
wondering.
wait for like last tick of immolate, hit that refresh immolate, and then go back to my normal rotation. So it will be almost the same, except your conflag overall damage will be a little lower.
Yeah. Neat. That thing is pretty much just like that's one of those spreadsheets that was passed around on private servers that were pretty much, I would say, like 95% correct. So you could literally follow that for every spec and be almost correct. But if you're like in the min-maxing, you always find like one thing different. Even for the mages, that's what's not spot on. Destro C-tier Dynamite. I was trying to shit out Destro pretty hard. I think Destro is going to be, I think Destro still slept on. I don't know why it slept on so hard.
I think corruption might be worth it.
No, because you're not putting up corruption as Destro. But if you
Well, I
were
guess, yeah, as Destro, but if you're,
Demo,
like, playing
as
Demo-
Demo, yeah, you run
Yeah.
corruption and incinerate.
The third one.
You don't have a third one. You don't get it to level 80.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
So weird
you have
to think
corruption,
about.
you have fear, health funnel. I mean, God, these fear, health funnel, imp, hellstone, steering pain, shadow bolt. I mean, shadow bolt. I'm scared mana problems, I guess, but there's nothing else really you would run. I feel like. So I personally just run. I'm gonna run incinerate because I feel like Demo is. You don't have meta. You don't have Felguard glyph. You don't have the nice glyphs, but I feel like you got. Oh, it's all right. Free Nightfalls. What can you complain about that? Glyph of Corruption feels good with Nightfall combined, if you'd ever need to do that. What if your Affliction? Corruption. That's probably it. That's all you can really do.
Shadow Bolt.
Yeah,
like, I
Corruption and
guess, I don't
Shadow
know.
Bolt. Yeah.
Whoever gets a book of Glyph Mastery and gets that first life tap glyph is gonna be so rich.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, can you believe that?
I need to pay someone to cart me out glyphs as I level up.
I doubt waiting for Conflag is play because of haste. Yeah. I think you have to. Conflag is so much damage. It's so much more damage than it was in TBC. Way more damage than it was in TBC. So I feel like without blindly guessing that you can flag and re-emulate. And once again, emulate does good damage too, so it just kind of feel funky, you know what I mean? Fuck your timing up. I wonder how hard Chaos Bolt hits on the pre-patch too, so I'm curious, because it hits pretty well. It's pretty hard, but without Glyph, it's kind of like, I don't know. We'll see.
When we were doing Sunwell, Spoon was playing Destro, and there was a bug with Felmist where Felmist would just keep flying around. So he spent 15 minutes just dotting her up in the air and killing her straight up in the air, and she died like over like the firewall. I posted a screenshot in the PTR channel in the Fusion Discord, and Spoon was #1 damage on that, and he was just immolating and con flagging while she was flying by. It was so
fucking
stupid.
Spoon, dog. I love Spoon. God, that guy's a pumper. Anything else we want to talk about pre-patch glyphs? We're gonna have a pre-patch episode close to the pre-patch, which, if we can speculate, would be like I would like 3 weeks. I want to say like between 3 or 4 weeks.
I hope pre-patches in mid to late August, because I still want to do a few more Sunwells to finish it off.
That's kind of where I think it would be. But at the same time, I might be one of the only ones here, but you can full send pre-patch right now and I'd be happy, bro. Fuck it. 2 months of pre-patch. I am so miserable spamming Shadow. I'm even more than I've ever been, bro. I have been playing TBC for 3-4 years. I am so miserable. It's crazy. It's like, especially
you just tasted the raid content, and I got to go back. It's like,
and now look at me. I'm just gonna be just as burnt out when it comes. That's why I added all the casters, so I'm just not playing one class the whole time. After consuming, would you use any of those haste charges, backdraft charges on reapplication to immolate? The problem with that is you would have to, because you in a perfect world you're not spending backdrafts off to immolate. There's time you can finesse it around it, especially at 80. You can finesse around it a little bit where you can just go wait to do your conflag by like a second, reapply immolate, and then go. But on this situation, you're not going to be able to, because you're not going to send incinerates without immolate up, right? So you have to conflag it, immolate, incinerate, or incinerate chaos bolt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For solely PvE, what horde? Yeah, anybody ask questions? We're just winding up talking shit, kind of close it out. For any, for solely PvP, what horde race is best for Elisham? Oh, for Elisham, Orc? I don't know, Orc. Yeah,
Torn is not that bad for Warstomp, but Orc is just really good.
Do we have a while we're hanging out here? While we're vibing? Do we die? Cool. Does the pot CDs change in pre-patch? Yeah. You should be able to pre-pot and all that.
The haste pots will affect melee now. In pre-patch.
Casters now, yeah. So it's one of those things where, well, as Destro, you got to watch clipping, right? GCD, right? So you wouldn't haste pot if you're lusting on pull, I don't think. But you just Destro. If we're talking about just pre-patch, I don't think obviously the other potion's not going to be in yet. I like that change. You pre-pop a lot of, and that's a lot of damage. A lot of people aren't pre-popping. Thankfully, DBM, when it gets up, will tell you at the end of the fight how many people pre-popped or who did it. Because it's big damage. It's a lot of damage, especially as Destro, or especially as any spec. You know what I mean? What crits harder, Demo Soulfire, or Destro Chaos Bolt? Oh, boys. Demo Soulfire, meta, Trinkets up. It's nutty, bro. Nutty. I've got 28. I got a 29. I got a 29 in raid, but it was on Thaddeus, so you know, whatever. But I've got 28. I've got 20, 21s and 21Ks in dungeons, just in basic dungeons. Now this is me literally not seeding at all. Like if I showed you my logs, it would be 70% of it Soulfires, because I'm just sitting there like only rank 1ing Shadow Bolt to get snipes off, and then I try to send it. But Demo's so much fun. That's why Demo's so much fun in dungeons, because you can play the normal way where you're just on your meta and you're seeding and yada yada, or you can have some fun with it and try to get some Soulfires and cheese it, you know. It's kind of like crazy how much fun it is. That tier list is popcorn. Yeah, dude. I'm going to post just the tier list here in a couple hours as well. What else we got here, bud? Anything else? Anyone I've met in 10 years knocked on your door one day and asked to take a dump, would you let them in? Yeah. Of course, bro. Your boy got a shit. I don't know how you found where I live, but, you know, hey. Those of us on Fresh would love pre-patch too. That's true, bro. None of us. Yeah. Ooh, is there anything we can do for Fresh for Warlocks to help them out? I'm doing a classic life episode of just a Fresh episode where I'll get like Grays and stuff on there. Obviously, besides leveling builds, which I'm starting all my leveling, my Warlock guides started the other day. My Affliction will be up today. I guess not, right? You're just leveling and nothing really different. I guess we can. I don't know if we have enough for a whole episode about going fresh, but we can definitely.
For leveling?
Yeah, we can definitely talk on it, like leveling and what they would do for, I guess, the fastest way to gear on fresh. Maybe we can do a quick little something on that.
Well, for fresh leveling, quality of life is definitely getting your Fell Hunter, speccing into Fell Hunter improved Shadow Blade, I think, where it gets mana back on it, and then also getting Dark Pact, so you're just 100% self-sustaining, and you don't have to like ever drink or eat.
Yeah, mana feed.
Just,
and there's and Siphon Light, bro. Affliction's broken as shit. It's crazy. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm doing a 24-hour, hopefully a 24-hour speedrun. Hopefully I'm going 70-80 in 24 hours. I don't know if I'm going to or not. Tommy, who's way better at the game at leveling than I am, got 24 hours on a shaman. Warlocks are better than a shamans in leveling, so we'll see. Why won't they give us 61-yard nameplates for Wrath? I think it'd be annoying, Doug. Because
61.
in a raid or a building, you see like all the nameplates from under the floor and shit. I feel like it gets annoying at 41 sometimes. It's like 61. Tommy's a cutie. Tommy is a cutie, bro. Tommy's Tommy Pog. Yeah, great today's on Jude base 24 hour. He did, yeah, but he died a million times, and yeah, I think if he had a good focus on it, he could kill that. We'll see tomorrow. I'm excited for it. Yeah, y'all
There
make
might
me
be a
live for a
console command to see nameplates further away. Like there's one to make your camera bigger, further. I don't know.
Zoom out, yeah. Well, boys, any closing statements? Any last minute questionos? Thank you guys for the subs and follows during this. I usually have them off during the show, but I'm streaming today, so I just started my stream. We're gonna hang out. I don't know what we're doing. Probably Ellie Shaman again. One more day of Ellie Shaman heroics because I'm addicted to them. What do we is hard cap on nameplates, no console? Yeah, that's what I thought too. Well, boys, I want to do this weekly so we can start doing some spec deep dives. Get into it. Let's do a demo deep dive next time. You want to? So just compile all the information you can on demo, and we'll just hit it hard. An hour and a half of talking about everything about it, from how you'd spec, how you'd level. Let's talk about previs, the gearing, rotation. You know, I'm down. We can go AF first if you want, since you do have a spreadsheet technically done. Well, we'll figure it out in the talk. Either way, we're gonna do spec dives next. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, my boys? Mainmise, Copium, Nemow. What are you guys gonna be doing this week? Your TBC characters getting geared the fuck out yet?
I think 2 of them are full bis now, which is nice.
Yeah, goddamn. Full biz.
Well, Warlock is like one of the technically bis setups, but it's 30 DPS behind the optimal one, but this one looks cooler. Yeah.
I'm missing Helm and Trinket, and that's it. Helm and Trinket Daddy. Whoa, I might not even need to. I need Helm for 4-piece, to be honest, so you know what I mean? Maybe run Helm and drop I don't know. I have to submit.
Oh, you're going Convoker with the helmet.
Yeah, they just gave me it, so I can't really, you know what I mean? What can you do? I'm not gonna be like, nah, I don't want that.
I'm doing gloves as part of the 4-set because I like the way the Sunwall helmet shoulders look.
Ooh, nah.
And that's more important than 30 DPS.
That's actually not a bad idea. They would be really close too. Sock it out. Yeah, I haven't ran Sim. Once I get it, I'll probably do some Sims on it, but I don't really know yet. You're looking thick though. I'm getting there.
I think I ran the Sims on my build. It doesn't need Omnipotence, it doesn't need Defiled Worlds or the Brutalis offhand, and it's 30 DPS below the top.
There you go. Are you blasting too, Mr. Rank 2-1? Any big ranks on your part lately?
No, not in a while, I think, because I haven't gotten a Bloodlust and Brutalis in like a month and a half, I feel.
Yeah, bro. I don't have
And I can't seed like on Maru or KJ.
Speed
It's just
clear
adding.
life.
Yeah, we're speed clearing life, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what an elemental shaman feels like yet still, and something else crazy. Part of the game though. All right, brothers, Copium, I love you, dog. Thanks for stopping by. You're welcome to come back fucking every goddamn time for all I care, dog. Love you, my man.
Thanks for having me. This
course.
is really fun.
I'm gonna shout him out. Shout out to my boys, man. Copium his name is ItsPummel, but he streams pretty much all. I don't know how. Do you have a schedule?
Fridays and Wednesdays right now.
Okay. Mainmise dub L. Nemow, you're not streaming it. Are you gonna? When are you gonna start streaming? You got that camera, dog.
I have a stream, but I don't know. I don't stream very often. It's usually just like raid releases. I'll stream for my friends.
What is it? I'll shout it out regardlessly.
I think it's just floorboard.
Floorboard?
Yeah, that's
Spell Spelled normally?
Well, the old name I had, like, I don't know, 13 years ago.
Spelled
Or
normally?
However long. Yeah.
There you go, guys. Start streaming me Nemo. Yeah, he needs to, bro. Nemo's giga. He's humble about it, but he's giga. All right, boys. I love you guys. I'll see you next week, okay?
Catch you later.
I'll get this right now downloaded to Google Drive and send it to you guys. You guys can post it. And I'll post it tonight. We'll post it tonight. Peace.